Hi, my name is Wendley and welcome to another gesture drawing critique video. This time we're going to look at Pedro's gesture drawings, which he sent me for feedback. So as always, let's jump right into the action. First of all, Pedro, I've been following your progress on the conceptart.org forums, and you've definitely come a long way. I remember the first drawings I saw from you, and these ones, and I can definitely tell that you've been studying really hard because your figures are really getting uh, better. So let's see. In terms of what you can improve, the first thing that I would say is to simplify uh, your figures a little more from the start. Meaning that don't be too caught up in all the bumps and details and that kind of stuff. Really go for the action with uh, longer, simpler lines to begin with. Okay, so for example, this figure, the torso can be captured with just one line. And come to the back here. So let me zoom in a little bit more. And the leg here is looking a little broken because of all these little lines that you have going on. Again, the key is to really simplify. Look for the rhythm. As I said in many times before, the design of the human body is based on the principle of rhythm. So if you want to draw the human figure well, you can't really get around that. And once you understand the rhythmic design of the body, I have found that drawing the human figure becomes uh, quite simple actually. Let's see. So I have I first look for the pad of rhythm of the legs. So I have energy flowing from here, from the front of the torso, and then it goes this side, and it's caught by the knee, and then the outside of the calf, top of the foot, and then shoots out from the toe areas. So whenever I draw, analyze an action and draw the figure, the first thing that I really look for is the pad of rhythm because it helps me to understand the function uh, of the body, how the body is functioning in order to be able to perform this action. So let's see. Okay, at the opposite of the curves, I put some straights, and this whole straight to curve thing is it's really an abstraction of um, what is happening with the body of a real figure. It's not. I know some people use it as a style, and it's not really a style. It's just an abstraction of the figure. And the reason it works when used as a style is because it's based on truth. It's not something that people just made up. It's actually what is happening with the figure at an abstract level. So let's see. Go into the arm. Arm is shooting out this direction. With the hand doing some stuff here. It's just a drawing, so we're not going into a lot of details for the hand at this point. Spooling. And I'm really thinking in terms of physics. What is happening? Really, I'm using line to communicate what is happening, and in doing that, the figures, the forms, the masses automatically uh, take care of themselves actually. So here we have a very straight line for the arm, and what you want to keep in mind is that there's a triceps muscle at the back of the arm, of course, and that makes the arm slightly curved at the back. And if you don't capture that, I found that the arm can quickly start feeling very stiff and lacking a sense of fluidity and movement. So over, we have this hand here, just blocking in a quick shape for the fingers. Mm, and the head here feels disconnected from the rest of the body. I don't feel that it's actually part of the figure. And again, the key to avoid that is rhythm. Look for the rhythmic connection between, in this case, the front of the torso with the head. How does the head connect rhythmically with the rest of the figure? I'm starting with a simple straight curve shape. Here again, connecting it to the pit of the neck. And then I sculpt the mass of the head on top. Okay, so let's see. Seems like it needs a little more mass at the top. And the head seems to be at an angle. That would be like the front. And you would have the ear. And the nose would be around there. And by looking for the rhythmic connection between the torso and the head, you can see that I get a better sense of connectivity. To start with, the head doesn't feel like it's just floating on top of the rib cage. It actually feels now as part of the body, as part of the whole. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. Okay. Let's see. I think that was about it for that figure. And again, here for the arm, remember there is a triceps muscle at the back here. So the back of the arm is never a concave concave curve because of the muscle. So what would really be happening in this arm? You have the clavicle here, flows into the deltoid, and then the arm would stick out from that, and then go like this over the wrist. You have the hand, fingers relaxed. You can add in some of the muscles. And you have the elbow sticking out and all that stuff. That's just detail, of course. First, you want to capture the action, what the arm is doing. Then you would have the biceps, which is slightly flexed because the arm is bent. So I give the biceps a little volume to communicate that. Okay, and notice that the arm is now more fluid. It has a greater sense of energy because I put a convex curve at the back, which is what would happen in reality because of the muscle, because of the anatomy of that area. Let me see. And again, you should definitely pay a little more attention to legs. It seems that legs give you a bit of trouble, as I can see in most of the drawings. So again, the key is find a pad of rhythm. Like in this case, you have this figure, this, the torso bending in that direction, little pinch going on here. Of course, I'm keeping these fast and loose, so I can go over a greater amount of drawings in the time that I have. Um, so we would have a curve at the outside of the thigh, then it would go to the inside of the knee, and then the outside of the calf. Then you would have the ankle, then that would come into the heels, the top of the foot, then over to the toes. So I first captured the abstraction of what is happening with the figure, and then I continue sculpting the masses on top. For me, this is really like, I think of this like working with clay, meaning that I throw some masses down, and I'm not concerned with getting everything right in the sense of copying exactly what I'm seeing. I first go for the essence, the abstraction of what is happening, and then I continue to sculpt the masses that I put down, continue to refine them, and make them look more and more like what I'm looking at. And sometimes I may not want to do that. Sometimes I want to stylize what I'm looking at. And if all I can do is copy, then that would limit my ability to invent and to create and to bring my own ideas into the drawing. So you at a certain point you need to become flexible. You need to be able to understand the basic principles of drawing and design so well that they free you to be creative, that you're not a slave to what you're looking at. Especially when you want to get into character design, you definitely need that flexibility. So again, don't be too concerned with being precise to start with. Go for the essence of what you're looking at. The point I want to make in this arm is that it feels broken at the joint, and again, it's because of a lack of a good rhythmic connection. What would happen in this kind of action from the arm is that you did a good job here with the curve at the bottom. That's definitely correct. And then you would have a curve here at the joint, and then it would go over to this side. So energy is flowing from here to here, and then back to here, and then it goes over. So again, an understanding of rhythm is important, especially when you get into these like extreme actions. Because for example, if you have an arm in like a neutral position, you would have a pattern like this, and that would be the upper arm, the lower arm, then this would be the hand, and you would have the shoulder inserting in here. But let's say you do some kind of extreme action with your arm, meaning that it would have something like this. See, now we get an extra curve at the joint there at the elbow, in the elbow area. Then it would go, and we would have the hand maybe sitting on top of a platform or something. Then you would have the shoulder attaching. But again, without an understanding of the rhythmic design of the body, it would be very easy to um, get an arm that looks broken. It's really rhythm that plays an important role here. To understand that energy is flowing from the back to the joint, and then back, then over the palm and fingers. So that would be what would happen in such a case. So you did a good job. Just don't forget the curve at the joints. I see a lot of artists that tend to forget that with the leg also, meaning that they draw a leg and maybe they do something like this. Then you see them doing something like this, which totally kills the fluidity of the leg, right? It feels like two sausages stacked on top of each other, and the leg is not designed like that. It doesn't function like that. All right, so let me see. In this one, what I see in this one is the leg is again very generic in its shape, and and that's something that you want to pay attention to because it can really stiffen up your drawing. So again, I would look for the rhythms, the pad of rhythm in this action. Go something like this, and then the top of the leg into the knee, then flows. You have the heel, and then the foot there. What would most likely happen is that you have something like this. No, just look at the shape. I know that you probably were thinking of a cylinder for volume. What you should keep in mind is that form has two aspects. It has volume, but it also has shape. And the shape is what gives the form its character and its individuality actually. So it's definitely something that you want to pay attention to in order to capture the individuality of the figure that you're drawing instead of just a generic uh, upper leg. Let's see. Again, seems like this leg gave you a bit of trouble. So let's get the correct rhythmic connection between the leg and the upper body. Have a bit of a pinch there, and then have a curve here, shoots out in this direction. And then you would have the leg. I'll give a little sense of volume there. So again, it's really all about rhythm. You have the curve at the top, at the front of the thigh, which is then picked up by the back, and then over the top of the foot, and then shoots out from the toes. Um, let's see. I think the arm gave you the same trouble that you were having with the previous figure we looked at. There's a curve here at the joint. then it shoots out, then over, you have the fingers down, such. So really, keep things simple to start with. Keep things simple, and once you've got um, a simple abstract lay-in of what is happening, then you can come back in and continue sculpting and refining the masses of the anatomy on top. But it's really an understanding of what is happening on an abstract level with the figure that allows you to create drawings that are really really strong and interesting to look at. See the same again. I would look for the rhythmic connection between the front of the torso and the head, the eye line there. Chin would be something like this. And the ear, and you would have the hair. Mm, let's see. I think I made all the major points that I wanted to make. So again, to summarize, just keep things simple to start with. Don't be too caught up with all these bumps and this kind of stuff. Just really go for the action. Use simple strokes to really feel and experience the energy, how energy is working through the figure actually, and capture what is happening first, and then come back, and once you have a simple A, and you can come back and say start sculpting all the minor details, all the bumps and stuff that the muscles may be creating on top. Alright, so I hope this is helpful, and if you guys are enjoying these videos, uh, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.